Okay, so today we're back with part 2 of the story, my experience in jail. The hole. Okay, so let's pick up right where we left off. The COs came to get me, but before they took me to the hole, we have a little brief filler arc in between. Like I told you all on the third part of when I realized the streets weren't for me and Noonie ended up in the same cell, because before they took me to the hole, they took me to classification. Now, for the people who may have not seen that story, I was locked up for armed robbery, and my co-defendant was my friend, Noonie. So they take me to classification, and this is after, I got the jumpsuit and everything like that. So we're in the classification pod, and every inmate is at their windows, and we're walking past all of these people, and then I see my nigga Noonie in the cell, so I get happy as shit just to even see him. And then they put me in the same cell. Like, how retarded can y'all possibly be? Like, why would y'all put two co-defendants that literally just got locked up that day in the same cell? Now, with these cells, right, they're really small. They're made for only 2 people, but the jail is so overpopulated that they keep putting 3 people in there, and the third person has to sleep on what they call a boat, which is literally nothing but a mattress. That's it, a flat-ass mattress, and you just put it on the floor. So, after me and Noonie have been in this cell for a few hours by ourselves, of course, here they come with a third person. Now, like I told y'all before, you know what I'm saying, on the last part, when I was in jail, I had to be tough. But, like, Noonie, he considered it bullying because when a nigga came in our cell, the first thing I said was,
"Look at this fat ass nigga."
This nigga was fat as a motherfucker. Like, bro, this nigga was at least like 400 easy, and this nigga was only like 5'6". So you know this nigga was fat as shit. And then I asked the CO, I'm like, yo, bro, I thought these cells only hold 3 people. This nigga is 3 people. So of course, like, the COs don't give like the slightest bit of a fuck about what I'm saying. And here me and Noonie are trying to welcome in our new cellmate. Okay, now look, I've never been fat, you know what I'm saying? And like, Noonie wasn't necessarily skinny. Like, Noonie was chubby, but he wasn't fat. Like, this nigga, like, I didn't realize how fat people were, until I was around this dude. And, like, why do y'all have to take a deep breath when y'all take a seat? This fat ass nigga was getting on my nerves, bro. Like, anything he did, he was like, whew. I tell you, like, what the fuck do you gotta tell me, you fat motherfucker? So anyways, time went past and it comes time for us to go to sleep. And, if you know me, you know I have insomnia, so it's already hard for me to sleep. And of course, the fat nigga had to be snoring. Now, this is the real reason why Noonie said I was a bully to this man. Okay, so he's sleeping and snoring so loud that it's like annoying me so much that I have to say something. So I tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, bruh, yo, you gotta cut that shit out, bro. You snoring way too loud. He was like, okay. And then he went back to sleep. This dude went back to sleep and started snoring louder. And I didn't know if he was doing it on purpose or not, but that pissed me off even worse. And I was like, yo, my nigga, you keep snoring that loud, I'm gonna play the fucking poker flute, you fat motherfucker, wake up! Now, before any of y'all even try to say that I was bullying this man, let me tell y'all, when he first got in our cell, he tried to get me and Noonie to get him a hitman. So it was obvious as fuck that this dude's telling on somebody. That's the reason why I treated him the way I did. But now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. COs are knocking at the cell, waking me up to take me to the hole. Me and Noonie, we said our last goodbyes, and like we dead thought that we weren't going to see each other for like the next 10 years. So it was like a real emotional moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how, but like, me and him, we were in sync with each other. Like, I started singing the Golden Girls theme song, and this nigga just followed up right behind me. I was like, thank you for being a friend. That nigga said, doom, 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 travel down the road and back again. I try to follow up with a doom, doom. And these niggas tased me, bruh. Right in my neck. Like, bruh, I fall on the ground. I'm over there twitching and shit, having a seizure. I'm over there on the ground. I'm like, yo, why the fuck did y'all just do that? They was like, well, now you know to shut the fuck up. And I was mad as shit because I'm like, damn. Like, they ain't lying. I'm really about to shut the fuck up, nigga. I'm not about to have that shit happen to me again. But this is how you know my nigga Noonie is a real one. He tells the CO straight up, yo, whatever y'all do to my brother, y'all got to do to me. I'm like, dog, you don't have to do that. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to take my L, chalk it up, and keep it pushing. He was like, nah, that's my brother. Y'all going to stun me too. So they went over there and did it. And I'm like, yo, like, that was some real ass shit, but like, whatever y'all do to him, y'all ain't gotta do it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gotta look this way, bro. Like, this thing in Noonie's whole body is tatted, bro. Like, your pain tolerance is a lot higher than mine. Like, nigga, I don't want them niggas to stun me again. Like, look at this. I can't even finish this chest tattoo. And before any of y'all niggas jump in the comments and be like, oh, that was some hoe shit, why would I want to get tased again? Like, you gotta think about it, bro. He got tased because of me. So if I get tased again because of him, it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of us getting tased over and over. I stopped that. So I get up off the ground and start walking with the COs, and I'm asking them where are they taking me, but nobody's saying anything. And I'm like, why are y'all not talking to me? Like, y'all had no problem telling me to shut the fuck up, but y'all can't tell me anything now? Bruh, this CO turns around, looks me dead in the eyes, and reaches straight for his taser. I'm like, yo, bro, chill the fuck out. Yo, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Y'all got it. Anybody who's been locked up, they know how much it sucks when you know somebody can harm you and you can't even defend yourself. Like, there's nothing you can do. You know how much this shit sucks? So, of course, for the rest of the time we're walking to the hole, I shut the fuck up. I did exactly what they told me to do. And then we get to my cell. Dog, I will never forget this. SP3, cell 24. And trust me, I got real familiar with that cell. Cause these niggas didn't let me take a shower for 12 fucking days. Bro, I had to learn a lot of shit about the hole the hard way. I have to pause that. I have to. And after a few weeks of being in the hole, I became cool with a lot of people. But there was some people I didn't necessarily get along with. One of those people happened to be like the realest nigga I've ever met in my life. And this nigga was a snitch. Now, let me tell you why this nigga was real. Because I know y'all thinking, how the fuck can a snitch be real? This nigga had no cut cards. Like, soon as he came in our pod, he was in a cell next to me. And he immediately said straight up, if I hear about any of y'all cases, I'm telling on y'all. Like everybody else who's in a hole, you never really know who will tell on you because they kind of try to get you to trust them. This nigga didn't give a fuck. And the crazy thing is, no matter how much that sucked to have him in our pod, we had no choice but to respect it because he was the only one that actually told us the truth. No matter how much I say I respected it, I fucking hated it because, like, this nigga was a bitch-ass nigga. Like, why did you have to tell on niggas? Like, I'll be having phone conversations with my lawyer, and as soon as I get off, he'll be like, what did we talk about today? Any updates on the case? Not for you, Matlock. Get the fuck out of my business. And the fact that this nigga had to be in the cell next to me, that only made it worse. So anyways, we're a month in the hole. The people that I'm friends with is a guy named Callie and another guy named Chad. Now, Callie, he's been in and out of jail his whole life. Like, he moved from California to Virginia because he kept getting in trouble. And then as soon as he gets here, he catches some charges. Chad was just fucking retarded. See, I say Chad is retarded because Chad got out like the first month I was in the hole. And then he came back 3 days later because he wanted to talk to Callie. So how we communicate with each other in the hole is we basically just go to our doors and yell at each other. That's it. That's the easiest way to do it. So I asked Chad, why did you come back here just to talk to Callie? He says because he didn't want to call because of the phone lines being recorded, and he didn't want to write them because the COs read all our letters. So I asked him, okay, so you honestly thought coming back here and yelling that out in front of 24 other inmates with COs around would be smarter than having him call you? And this is another reason why I say that Chad is retarded. This thing said, hell yeah! That made me reevaluate our friendship. I'm like, yo, do I really need to be friends with somebody this dumb? And at the end of the day, like, I really can't say this nigga's my friend because I have no clue what the fuck he looks like. That was one thing I could say that really sucked about the whole is that you form these friendships and you communicate with these people on the daily, yet you'll never actually see them. So now it's like a month and a half in a hole, right? And it's time for my first bond hearing. Now, what y'all have to understand is that I'm an Air Force veteran, an ex-CO, and I really don't have a bad prior record. So I'm thinking there's no way I'm a flight risk. I'm getting out today. So instead of my lawyer showing up for my bond hearing, she has one of her stand-ins come in. And the end result of that was me going right back to jail. So when we get back to the jail, I call my lawyer and I'm trying to ask her why she didn't show up. She says, well, we knew you weren't going to get out. Like, you know, there was really no point in me showing up. Are you actually dead ass? Like, bro, I'm sitting there listening to this like, there's no way possible. This bitch really just told me that. Dog, then she tells me, you haven't been out your cell in over a month. I thought you'd at least appreciate the ride. Ride this dick. Like, yo, what the fuck you mean? Like, yo, don't be wasting my time trying to get me to come out my cell. And that's how you know that the jail that I was at is fucked up. Because it was like, how did she know that? Because this bitch ain't talked to me the whole time I was in there. Like, the first time she talked to me was after that bond hearing. But after that first bond hearing, I ain't even going front. I requested a few more just so I can get out of my cell. My second one, I had the lawyer represent me again, and of course, she had another stand-in, and where did I end up? Right back in jail. But the third one, I was like, fuck it, dog. I'm representing myself. I go up to the podium, the judge is like, Mr. Wiltshire, do you have proper representation? My nigga, I don't know what you just said about the Emancipation Proclamation or why you even brought that up, but I'm just here to get out of my cell. So, of course, we ain't even got to ask where that landed me. Right back in my cell. So now I'm on my second month in the hole, and we pretty much have a lot of things established, like the way we do things. We know there's a certain group that'll stay up during the day, and there's a certain group that stays up at night. And of course, I was part of the group that stayed up at night. So while you're in a hole, you have to find ways to entertain yourself because you're literally in a cell 24/7, so it sucks. So the way I would entertain other people was rapping Reed Dollars. Like all of his old battles and shit, I had them shits memorized, so I'd be rapping them shits every fucking night. So of course, this night was no different, but the only thing that was different was we had a new inmate in there, which I didn't know about, and of course, even if I did know about him, I ain't give a fuck. Dog, everybody knew what it was. Every night you gonna hear Daquan rapping Reed Dollars. So, I started the verse off. You can see the bitch in the nigga with a pump in his mouth. Kill a whole fucking family, then pump in the house. Wipe the fingerprints off. Throw the pump on the couch. Whatever's left of them handguns, I'm dumping them out. Shut the fuck up. This random voice come out of nowhere, and I'm like, yo, who the fuck just said that? Hey, yo, you yelling over there. Shut the fuck up. Niggas trying to sleep. Well, I'm not. I'm wide awake. And guess what? You can see the bitch in the nigga with a pump in his mouth. Straight up. So me and this nigga, we going back and forth, right? And I realized after a while that not only can we not get to each other, but even if we could, we still don't even know what each other look like. So this is all pointless. He comes out of nowhere and says, why don't you see me at rec? Nigga, I'm 2 months in the hole and still have no clue that we even had rec. I told y'all, the COs never told us anything. So how it worked was they had one side, this side does rec this week, and the other side does rec the next week. So on my side, it was me, I was first, they picked me, and I said I wanted rec. But if you don't want rec, you don't have to take it. So everybody down my line said no. Aside from that nigga. So they take me out there, and like I told y'all, we still have no clue what each other look like because we've never seen each other. So how it worked was you have these cages, right? So when you go out there, you're in one cage and the other person is 2 cages down from you. So they bring this guy out there and we recognize each other by our voices. And as soon as the COs left, me and this nigga started going at it. It went from 0 to 1,000, nigga, real quick. But let me tell y'all how dumb we were. Dog, me and this nigga, we couldn't get to each other. So, like, what we was doing, we was yelling. And then when the yelling stopped, we're trying to spit on each other. But, like, we're 2 cages down from each other. So, like, we're getting close to the cage as the other one spits to try to see if their spit will land on us. And that was, like, the weirdest shit I've ever done in my life. Okay, so let me clear this up before y'all, try to take that and run with it. It's not like we were trying to actually get spat on. It was just like, you know how it is whenever you stand in front of somebody and you're about to fight them, y'all don't move. You know what I'm saying? Like you stand there, you making sure like you a wall. You not going to be moved. So that's how I felt. I'm standing at my cage and I'm like, yo, I'm not moving, nigga. You can't hit me. And then like we're literally trying to spit on each other. It was fucking disgusting and retarded. But like I just had to explain that. So after a while of all of this pointless spitting at each other, I was like, yo, bro, like I'm out of spit right now and like I done called you every bitch I could possibly think of, and I insulted every one of your family members. Like, bro, that's all I got. Like, I'm done. So then this nigga comes out of nowhere and says some shit in Spanish. He says, chinga tu madre a punta. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't have to speak enough Spanish to know that you just said something about my mom, and nigga, I chinged your grandma last night. Fuck you mean, nigga. The worst part about this whole situation was all of that I just told you took place in the first 4 minutes we were out there. We still had to be out there another 2 hours by ourselves. So anyways, 2 hours go by, me and him, we don't speak. And when the COs come, they come get me first. When they take me out of my cage, I immediately ran over there and spit straight on this nigga's face, bruh. Now, the reason why I did that is because I was already in a hole just for being a CO. And I honestly thought that, like, the hole is the worst place that you can be in jail. Well, they have this thing called the suicide room. Dog, they take me down to medical. I'm thinking that they're going to, like, test me for, like, HIV to make sure I didn't try to spit on this dude to kill him or something. Dog, they stripped me butt naked. They put me in this room with a blanket that's your mattress. And that's the only thing you have in there, nigga. It's cold as fuck, and there's nigga, you don't even have a fucking toilet, nigga. You have a hole in the middle. You're supposed to piss and shit in that. My nigga, I'm over here freezing my ass off, bro. I'm over here looking like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. And like, what made it worse is that like the little blanket mattress that you have, it don't fully wrap around you. So like, you're always gonna have your whole legs out or something. Like, nigga, it's cold as a motherfucker. So I'm in this room, right? And nobody told me that they only feed you one time a day, but they give you like a pretty big tray. But my shit had to have a hair in it. And at that time, I didn't know, like, if you have a hair in your tray, you better treat that shit like it's All Might's hair in your Midoriya trying to get one for all. Like, nigga, you better just eat that shit or keep it the fuck moving. Dog, I gave these people back my tray. They told me they're gonna bring me back another one. My nigga, I did not realize that would be the next fucking day. Bro, these niggas had no intention on bringing me shit. And I had to stay down there for a week. That shit sucked, but when I got back to the hole, I learned my lesson. Shut the fuck up when the CEOs tell you to. Never spit on anybody ever again. And don't complain if you see a hair in your tray. So for my last month in the hole, all I did was work out and go to the law library as much as I possibly could so I could find out if I can possibly beat my case. And I was also trying to do some research so I could find out if there was any way that I could get out the hole, because I hated it there. And then I found my loophole. They couldn't keep me in a hole longer than 90 days as long as I wasn't charged with anything. And surprisingly, I didn't get charged for that spitting incident, so I was good. So all I had to do was be patient. And my 90 days were up. And that's where we're gonna leave it at. The next story I will be telling you guys will be part 3. The pod.
I knew in the beginning I was different. Niggas told me slow down, I wouldn't listen. Put my foot on the gas and now I get it. I look back for my niggas and they was missing. I double back and went and got them, I won't leave them. Cause no name